everyone.
Welcome to Unscripted with Nello and
Obi.
welcome to this episode of Unscripted. We had really positive feedback from our last conversation, which was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it.
I did too.
Yeah,
Friend.
I know she's my friend now. But it was really nice, and there was something that came up during that conversation.
Yes,
which I thought you thought that we could touch on in our next episode.
We have
so
to.
What is that? What's that is really tingling in your mind that you think that we need to speak to?
Closure.
Do you know what? I don't know. Maybe I don't understand what closure is, but I want you to give us like the dictionary meaning of closure.
Urban Dictionary says closure, to gain a sense of resolution, whether it be mental, physical, or spiritual. So
it is exactly what I was thinking it is.
A sense of resolution.
To feel like we are on the same page.
So this is me. I'm from the school of thought that closure is unnecessary, in my opinion. And Chineno is like, no, I think if something has gone wrong somewhere, we need to find out
what it is. So I'll speak to this from a point of my own personal experience. I always feel like if you don't resolve whatever, again, we talk so much about communication in friendship, talking about stuff. I think that the immature way to go about stuff is by not resolving it. Do you understand? And you can come into the space of having that conversation with no expectation. So I think that's another thing you have to think about when you're thinking about closure or trying to resolve something with someone. Because some people can be aggressive, gra everywhere. That is their default system. But if you're the one that is seeking closure, right, I think it should be one of the listed human rights requirements, really, that we, when dealing with other human beings, that we should have clear resolution.
So for me, I just think people focus so much on closure. What are you closing? For goodness sakes. So if you have, say, for example, now from a perspective of a relationship didn't probably go well, and imagine, for example, you're in a relationship with somebody, or maybe talking stage, as they say now, or whatever, and the person ghosted you. Then
I think that's different.
You think?
Yeah. If it's just like, you guys are still, babe, let me tell you, if I've invested my life in someone for 3 years like I have with you, and you ghost me, I need to know the reason why you did that. And it might not be what I want to hear, but it's just so that I can take that into my next relationship, being mindful of what has happened in my past. It also helps me with my journey, I think.
But so this is what I will say. Being ghosted, or as you mentioned, our relationship, and something you suddenly don't hear from me. My behavior in not giving you the courtesy to say this or that and suddenly just stop talking to you, that's the way I've treated you should be closure enough, in my opinion, for me not to even bother. Because if I'm whoever, or whoever I have something to do with, and I suddenly don't hear from you anymore. I'll give you an example. I have a friend, right? Or personally, I don't think she's still my friend, because that's the thing we'll talk about again in friendship: for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. So there was a time it was for a season when we were in secondary school. And we lost touch. Some I take responsibility for. And when I moved to this part of the world, I reconnected with her. At first, she didn't want to reconnect with me, but I reconnected because I felt, okay, I needed to apologize. So I got her number and I apologized, and she really didn't receive it, but I was good. I was like, fine, it's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want to do. Then, closer to when she was going to get married, She reaches out to me. I didn't know this at that time. She reaches out to me and she tells me, oh, she's getting married. I'm very happy for her. And I'm like, absolutely. I'm coming for your wedding. And she goes, oh, I'd like you to be part of the bridal train. Yeah. And I said, okay, no problem.
Okay.
You know, absolutely. I'm happy to do that. You know, this was after years.
Yeah, of
I said,
non-communication.
yeah. I said, okay, no problem. I'm happy to do that, you know, and, you know, buy the ashwebi, do everything. Now, a couple of weeks to the wedding, not even a couple of weeks, a couple of days to the wedding, the person who is supposed to be her maid of honor pulls out because of issues with visa. She didn't know her visa had expired and she wouldn't get it on time. So I was like, gosh, oh my goodness, why would this person? That's the first thing, if you know you're going to be maid of honor, to begin to. But anyway, long story short, I stepped in to be maid of honor. I did not mind, you know, because I think we met when we were 11, so we have some history, you know. So she gets married, everything goes well, no issues, no nothing, you know. And after her wedding, I think maybe 1 or 2 times or so, I didn't hear from her again. As in Chinelo, did not hear from her again. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with this girl? I hope she's well, you know. I hope everything is fine and all of that. Then I remember seeing her, because I'm trying to reach out. I don't have her number. The number I have or something wasn't going through. And I'm just hoping that everything is okay with you, you know. So I remember the salon I go to, she used to go there. So I asked some of the girls there. They were like, oh, they've not seen her in a while. I said, okay, do you know how I got her number? Do you know how? I remember she and her husband did this pre-wedding photo shoot.
Okay.
And on one of that pre-wedding photo
the
shoot
photographer's number
was his number, where he was calling her. You know, when they do all these photo shoots where they call you and your husband or your fiance wants to speak to you, and they just the cameraman zoomed in on she was the one calling him, you know, like when they're doing all the zoomed in on his phone number, and that's where I quickly copied the number.
Wow.
And I call.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, this is the extent with which I went. And I call him. When I call him and I go, oh, this is Obi. Where? So he goes, are you serious? He even was like, are you serious? You guys have not talked that long? He said, oh, she has a baby now. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, life has happened, you know. And I can understand with, you know, a baby coming into the scene and all of that. Anyway, I get her number. I'm like, man, babe, now what for you? What happened? Long time. How are you? She goes, I'm so sorry. Everything has just been, you know, a lot. I said, okay, no problem. We reconnected again like that, you know, and we started talking, and down the line, she told me, oh, she's relocating for work and all of that. So we meet up. Then we meet up and she tells me, oh, she has a gift for me. She didn't even give me any gift for being her this thing. So she gives me, like, I'm very touched by it. You know, we just continued like
Nothing happened.
Yeah. You know. Then she moves. When she moves, we talk and all of that. Then again, silence.
She goes to you.
Silence.
There's a pattern here.
Silence. Then I sent her a message. I said, how far? What's happening? Then she replies. She sends back and goes, oh, they had a bereavement, her brother passed. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry and everything. Gave her space, understood and all of that. Then months go by, years go by again. And I sent her a message. I said, you know, almost like your friend felt, you know, the first one, the one you talked about. She now said, now wow, that this thing is feeling one-sided, you know, that she now replied and goes, after a couple of weeks, oh, I think that was a tad harsh. She says that anyway, so we just continued and all of that, not just texting. Then again, ghosting, as in not even ghosting, silence again. Now this time, ask me what I did.
You took her number off your phone?
Absolutely.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I did.
You see, this is the thing.
Because
would you do that now? So that was a few years back when you were younger.
Yeah.
Now that you're 49, would you do that now?
Yes, absolutely. And I
wouldn't.
I'll tell you why. Because I'm trying to, every time it's been from my side.
Yeah.
you know. So I don't want to, if I see her tomorrow, we'll probably talk, but I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to be, I understand that, okay, maybe if you need that 1 year, 2 years, 1 million, this thing, but you don't, when.
What do you?
So for me, the closure for me, sorry to cut you short,
No, it's fine.
the closure for me is how I've been treated, in my opinion. So I don't want to see and say, babe, now, wow, I didn't even hear from you. I don't like how you did. No, I don't want that. The treatment.
For you is enough to show that she's not ready to be your friend.
Yep.
Okay. I know we already talked about friendship in our last episode, and I don't want us to go back to friendship now.
Yeah, because we're talking about closure. Yes.
But to be honest, I think that, you know, I always, you know, like me, I always like to give people benefit of doubt. And I know that how many times would you give someone the benefit of doubt? Now, there are different, you know, grades to this thing, friendship, closure, whatever, right? Yeah. Like, you're my friend doesn't mean like I call you up on a Sunday and we're talking about any. Do you understand? I'm telling you about my kids, so I'm telling you about my experience today or whatever. But you can still be my friend from a distance, which is understandable, right? Based on how you've been treated. But to be honest, if you were to roll it round, you never really know what that person is going through, and which is the reason why I feel like a proper avenue to communicate that. Like, tell me how I can be your friend. Do you want me to be your friend? Right?
I'm not doing that kindergarten thing. Do you want me to be your friend?
No. It's not kindergarten. It's a conversation. No, but it's true. It's a conversation. And I think there's a lot of, you know, everyone wants to feel like, oh, I don't want to invest more than you're investing and all that stuff. Again, you can pick and choose who you want your friend to be, you know. But I just, I would operate in that way if the person hasn't really done anything dramatic apart from the fact that they don't call. Maybe they call at their own time. How about that?
Okay, yeah, maybe they call at their time, but when they call at their time, do I want to respond at your time? Because, like I said, I think one of the things, again, for me is the purpose of me removing her from my contact list is so I don't get tempted to keep sending
reaching
a text, to keep reaching out and saying, are you okay? Are you okay? Because, or what's happening and everything, you know, I hope you're well. I haven't heard from you, you know. So for me, it's just to stop me from doing that, because I'm that kind of person. I'll be like, okay, just one more time, just, you know. But
you see, that closure thing was the reason why I called my friend. Going back again to that conversation, only because I wanted to be sure that I didn't do anything wrong. Because I felt like maybe I did something to her. And once it was clear from the conversation that I didn't really do anything wrong in the way I was thinking it, but it was in the way that she perceived my relationship to her, I then felt like, you know what, that's cool, I respect that. You know, some people just like their friends to be in their business, calling them on their birthdays, posting them on their WhatsApp status.
Don't even go about.
No, but there are people, babe, there are people like that who want, that's the only way you show them that you're their friend. That when they are celebrating, you've posted them, shouted about them, put them on your status, tagging them everywhere and all that. I'm not doing that, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not.
Do you understand me? Like, and then when it's my son's birthday, when it's my husband's birthday, I'll call you for everything, show up for everything. You know, like, that is a lot for me.
Yep.
Right? And there might be some friends that serve that for you, which is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can be friends on the level that I feel like I can, you know, my level of investment.
So what would you say in terms of, okay, let's flip the script. In terms of a romantic relationship and people wanting closure.
Me, personally, romantic, non-romantic, we got to find a way to have that conversation where we both live on an even plane. Like, don't leave me in suspense. Don't ghost me.
Okay, now when you say don't ghost you and all of that, and romantic or not romantic and all of that, the question I'm going to ask you now is, what if you go into looking for closure and you leave not getting any closure? That, and the likelihood of that happening is so high. You go in, okay, let's resolve this. So what happened? You know, why did we do this? Why did you? And you leave.
And they say nothing.
More upset. Oh, thank you.
And they give you the silent treatment.
Okay, where is the closure there now?
At least you tried.
You tried. You will leave that place more upset.
No, I always feel like when you're going into this kind of conversations, don't expect
Why
anything.
you get okay.
Don't have high expectations.
Don't expect anything. Don't have high expectations, but on a defined closure.
I always like to feel like people I'm involved with, we always like to offer me some form of, sometimes they might just say to you, it's not you, it's me. I'm on a healing journey.
So you went to look for closure to hear it's not you, it's me. I'm on a healing.
Which is fine,
what's
because
that? I detest that statement. It's not you, it's me. It's like just telling you,
those guys. The guy will not say, you're not my I'm not perfect for you. When they want to diss you nicely, they'll say, I'm not perfect for you. You're such a good girl.
Have they ever told you that?
Yes, of course.
They have?
Yeah.
No, I've never been told that though.
I've been told that. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
What does that even
Bros doesn't want to just say he's not interested. He's like, oh, you're a good girl, I'm a bad boy. Like,
it's not you, it's me.
So
what happened? Why did you do so and so in our relationship? What happened?
I think it's not.
I'm really sorry. It's not you. It's me. I'm going through this healing process.
But it's okay though.
And you vexation, eh?
Oh my God.
That is it. Oh my goodness.
If I give you uppercuts without your, it's not you.
It's not you, it's me. So that's the reason why I feel. So how we said when we're growing up, those debating society. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you, or to come to my own train of thought and just go. Leave closure alone. People don't go back and start getting more upset
and all that.
And
I hear you though, but it's still part of healing though.
It is, I know.
Still part of healing. If you and this resolve is not just for romantic relationship or even in family feuds when you have an issue with your parent or your sibling. Absolutely. And you don't quite know. Yeah. Those can be quite more difficult to deal with actually than the friendship. Because the friendship ones, you guys can just walk away and you never meet each other. But the ones within the family where you're having this kind of issues with maybe your parents or your siblings. But
even with family, even when you have those conversations and there's really no resolution, remember what we said closure is. Let me read it again. So we know it says it is to gain a sense of resolution, whether it be mental, physical, or spiritual. Yeah. To gain a sense of resolution.
So it doesn't have to be complete resolution. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's true.
That's true. So any form, anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So any form of I think so. Okay. A sense of makes me feel happy, because you can never really understand what is going on in another person's mind, but just kind of having a taste of what it is, and then I think absorbing yourself of any guilt, because again we walk around with a lot of guilt. We feel, and then if you get into that conversation and feel like, oh, okay, I didn't do anything wrong.
I think for me it's also a case of, even if you played a part, because it's always a two-way street. Even if you played a part, you've taken accountability, one, two, and you've forgiven yourself really, and you've just let go and say, okay, fine, on me, I've given all. You see, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, as much as is possible to you, be at peace with all men.
Yep.
It did not say all men will be at peace with you. Yeah. But on your own part, if you've done your own part and you're like, you know what, as far as I'm concerned, I'm at peace with you. Thank you very much. Hello and goodbye. Now, it now depends on them. You're not responsible for.
This brings me to an experience I also had where I was trying, because I personally think I'm quite good at trying to resolve stuff, maybe on my own terms, which can be quite selfish sometimes. But I had this experience as well where I was trying to resolve a situation and the person said, I'm not ready. And I was like, please, I really want us to be able to talk this through. And they just said to me, they just closed the door and said, I'm not ready. I don't want to have this conversation. And they've never reached. And I said to them, okay, fine. I respect that you're not ready now, but please let me know when you're ready.
Really?
And they've never reached out to me again. So for you, do you think, for me, I have resolved in my mind, because I reached out, I tried. You said, you shut the door at me and said, I'm not doing any resolution with you.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. And then I walked away from that conversation feeling free.
Okay.
Because I felt like I've done my bit.
Yeah.
When you're ready,
Yeah.
please call me. I'm always here.
Oh, really? So when they're ready and they call you, you entertain.
Yes, I will.
Oh, you're back. Oh, well.
You wouldn't?
No, I won't.
Not because I want to resolve anything, but
No.
again, because people move around with, like, I might go around saying, oh, I'm hurt. He hurt me. She hurt me. Da-da-da-da. You don't know how much hurt you've caused the other person.
Yes, I
Right?
agree. But
From their own point of view. So in that form of conversation, you are saying, look at how much you bashed me. And then they will now say to you, okay, sorry I bashed you, if they say, but then they will say, look at what you've done to contribute to this.
So, I respect the fact that they said they're not ready. But my thing now is, when they are ready, will I be ready? And also, it will now rehash things.
Everything.
That might just bring back all the hurt again. So for me, it's just to guard my heart and to guard, because there was a conversation I had with somebody and I said, okay, I think the conversation was meant to have been had, and I listened to them, and in listening to them, I realized they were very hurt, and I took responsibility for my part, but then I didn't take responsibility for the part that I felt, because of how I'm not responsible sometimes. Sometimes we're not responsible for people's feelings, That's my. So what I said to them was, for how I've hurt you in the past, please forgive me. For how I've hurt you in the present, please forgive me. For the future, I will not apologize, because now I know what you don't want. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Because now I know what you don't want, and I will be careful. It doesn't mean that we can't be friends, but now I know, okay, this thing I did in past, the way I did this hurt you. So I will not repeat
them again.
what I've done. But going forward, I will guard my space around, should I say, my heart around you. So I am careful not to say the wrong things. And for me, it's resolved.
It's resolved.
It's done.
I love that.
Don't come again and come and be telling me, oh, that time when you do, that time, why I do it? My goodness.
Oh my God. Again, another amazing conversation with Obi. Like, this
guys, in fact, let me calm down. Don't closure.
No, so she still hasn't, I haven't been able to win her over.
No. No closure.
But a sense of closure though.
A sense of closure.
It's common ground.
Okay.
So a sense of not complete closure. But let's know what you think about this conversation. Yes. If you think that closure is very important to you, if you've had any experiences that you think that you have tried closure, whether it worked or not, please write to us. Send us a message on the comments. Send us a DM if you're accessing us on Instagram or TikTok. We would love to hear your opinions.
That's the one thing we've said. We've not said, guys. No, sorry, I don't like saying guys. Follow, subscribe.
Yes. Yeah.
What's that other one?
If you enjoy this episode or any of our previous episodes, please like, share, and follow.
That's the one. Yeah.
So like, share, subscribe, and follow. 4 things: like, share, subscribe, and follow. Unscripted on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yes.
Obi,
and
what have you felt about today's conversation?
I loved it. I've been wanting to do this closure thing.
Really? So you've added to the topic of closure.
I'm done with closure. If you don't finish, it's over.
Till next time.
Yes,
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
And see you guys.
Bye.
Bye.